Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform. I so wish that here I will find a very powerful pastor who can assist me to pray for me. Maybe I can be okay. I am tired of the life that I am living. I just want to live life again. I keep on telling myself that it is better that I find a church where I can start going to. Maybe if I die, at least if I go to church, at least those people that I will meet in that church, they will become my relatives. Maybe those will be the people that will get to bury me. As for now, if I die, I don't have any relatives that are left. So my body, my dead body will be left to the government. I don't know what the government will do with a person that would have died. And then there is no relatives of his that will come to claim their body. As for now, when I look at my life, I don't know what will happen to me. But at least if it happens that I die, and if I would have repented of all the sins that I did along all of these years, at least I will know that I won't be going to hell. I have performed a lot of rituals, and what pains me the most is that this traditional healer who assisted me, he said that the trucks, the day that I am going to die, the trucks will burn, the buses will be burnt down because I have a few buses as well as the houses that I have here in Harare, and there's several business, they will all be burnt to the ground. And where this fire will come from, he said, no one will even understand. So, Brother Nanshi, this is how I became a ritualist. When I became a ritualist, this was after I had been taken from the villages coming to the city. During those days, Harare was really nice, and I started working at this other farm that was really close to Harare. So when I was working at that farm, that was when my uncle passed away, because yes, it is like for real. In the farms, people, they do bewitch each other like no man's business. My uncle was bewitched by one of his enemies. Then I became friends with a lot of guys that were from Mozambique and from Malawi, because those were the ones that knew how to use a lot of charms. Then I became friends with this other guy, an old man from Malawi. This old man, he was the one who introduced me to betting. In those days, there was no such thing like soccer betting. We would go to this other racing course. That is where we used to bet on the horses. So we will go there only after about a month. After we would have gotten our money, then our boss, he would give us one of the truck, and we will drive from the farm, and we will go to the racing course where we will spend all of our money, and we will be hoping to make a fortune, hoping to make it out of the farm. But whenever we would be betting, we would see that the old man from Malawi, he was the one who used to make at least a lot of money, but he used to spend all of that money on the women because he loved women, that man. As for us, it was just like we were coming to donate our money. So I then decided to speak with that man. This was after we had started gambling at the farm, playing those playing cards, and we used to gamble with them. So he used to win a lot, but I saw that after he would have won because of his age, there were some people that would take advantage of him and they would take his money. And as for me, I was a well-known street fighter. Every farm where you will go to, people were scared of me because I was a good boxer, a street boxer, and I was always a winner. So he said that he wanted me to become his personal bodyguard. So that is the way that he introduced me to these charms. He said to me, since you are a fighter, how about I take you to a man who can assist you so that you can have these powers? He said that this man, he can give you the same powers that Samson had. And in Shona, we call these powers that Samson had Mangoromera. These are the powers of Samson. He said that you can even fight with 100 men and you will defeat them all. That is what he told me. Brother Nashi, I happily agreed because I really enjoyed fighting with other men after I would have gotten drunk. He took me to this other man. We went to that farm where that man was staying, and then we walked for a very long distance back to the village where the man had his house and his consultation room. When we went there, we then consulted with that old man again from Malawi. He told me that in order for me to receive the strength like that which Samson had, I was supposed to go to the graveyards. And you know what happened? Some of the things that happened in the past, they were really not nice, and I cannot tell you most of the stuff, because during those days, like, it was okay to sleep with someone who was even below 15, but in this age that we are living, you cannot do that. You cannot say that in public. So I am going to skip that part, but there was a lot of stuff that happened for 3 nights. The first night I slept with one at the graveyard. Then the second night I was sleeping at the graveyards all alone. Mind you, I was not given any charm to protect me from the spirits of those ones that had been buried in the grave where I was going to be sleeping. So at night, the spirits of the dead, they would come and they would torment me. What they used to do for the 2 days that I slept there alone, those spirits of the dead, the demons, they would come and then they would take me to a grave that would have been dug up during the afternoon, and then they would throw me into that empty grave. Then they will start to bury me, Brother Nashi, throughout the night. This is how they used to torment me. I will die, and then they will dig up the grave, and then they would raise me up again from the dead. Then the whole process will start all over again. So this traditional healer told me that I was supposed to be tormented by this spirit so as to make the spirit of fear to leave my body, because he said that it is actually a living spirit that feeds on your fear. There is no such thing like the spirit of fear, because fear is caused by another spirit. This spirit is the one that survives on feeding on the energy that we as human beings produce when we are afraid of something. So there is that spirit that is always looking for that energy, and it feeds on that energy. So I was told that the reason of me being tormented in such a way by all of these demons, I was supposed to be made like really scared until the point where my body will just give up. That is where they wanted me. That is what happened to me. And after that, I was okay. I was then strengthened, Brother Nashi, so much that even if I were to see someone that will be killed and his body parts will be harvested, I will not even panic. I'll think that it is just normal. Then I was made to lie on top of this other grave, and the spirit of that man that had been buried on that grave on which I was sleeping on, he was made to wake up, and his spirit came and possessed my body. So whenever I'll be fighting alongside with that spirit. And I was given an oath. This was the oath that I was given, and I was told that I was supposed to keep the oath. I was never supposed to sleep with a woman that was not my wife, the one that I had not paid for her bride price. I was never supposed to eat cold food. I was never supposed to eat fish, not to eat food that had been prepared at the funeral. I then got married to my very beautiful wife. So then my wife, like, this was many, many years later, when that old man had already passed away. When that old man had passed away, I moved from the farms and I came and I bought my property in Mavuku. And at that time, when my wife went out, we were going to church. At that time, I had already forgotten that I had once done these rituals so as to have this strength of Samson, these demons in me. And my wife, she then went on her ladies' meeting that they used to have on Thursday. We call it China. And when she had gone to that women's club, that was when with one of her friends, when they were returning back, they went past through this other place where there was a funeral. So my wife, she then collected some food, and she said that this food, I want to give it to my husband. So when I returned back from work, then my wife gave me the food, which I was not supposed to eat because it had been prepared at the funeral. The moment that I ate that food, Brother Nashi, I saw lightning as it struck in our house. It was me, my wife, and our kids, but they did not see anything. After our house had been hit by lightning, that was when I saw a very short boy that appeared. It briefly appeared, and I knew that the food that I had eaten had messed up everything. I went to bed feeling nervous, and indeed I had each and every right to feel nervous, because that Tokoloshi came, that short boy came and said, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up you, we need to talk." So I woke up and I said, "Who are you?" Then that Tokoloshi got angry with me. The Tokoloshi then said, "How dare you ask me such a stupid question? Today you are asking me, who am I? Who am I all these years when you have been fighting with all the people that you have been fighting with, those that wanted you dead, those that stabbed you? Why didn't you ask me at that time when I would come to your rescue? Why didn't you ask me at that time, who was I when I was protecting you? I am here, I am here. I am coming from a place where it is very hot. Please give me some blood." And blood I gave it. I asked this Tokoloshi and I said, "Whose blood do you want?" It then said that it wanted the blood of my wife, for she was the one who had messed up our covenant. So she was supposed to pay. The Tokoloshi said, "I then sacrificed my wife." It then came back, and when it came back, it wanted my children next. But I said, "Please, no. I sacrificed my sister until I had finished everyone in the family." And Brother Nashi, what hurts me is that after I had sacrificed all of my relatives except for my kids, thinking that at least I have managed to rescue my kids, knowing that maybe they were going to start their own families, then there will be a lot of people in the family after that. But it came back for my kids and I sacrificed them and they passed away. So I am the only one that is remaining in the family. I have a coffin, but not a very big coffin in my bedroom, which I use for my rituals. Right now, there is not even one who wants to stay at my house, because at my house, what happens is that if you are a man, if you are staying at one of my properties, then this Tokoloshi, it will deal with your wife. It will sleep with your wife until you see that there is something that is taking place. Even if you are a single guy, this Tokoloshi does not even care. It can even do the men like from the sim 2, sleeping with men as if that man is a woman. So now what I do is that I just hire some prostitutes. This is what it told me. Whenever it demands to sleep with a woman, then I go with those prostitutes there. Then those prostitutes, they'll be dealt with by this Tokoloshi. I am tired. So I am hoping that when you post my story, there will be a pastor who can help me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Indeed, strange things they do happen in this world.